Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chess Quiz. Today we are going to discuss a very important endgame by Grigoriev. Okay, Grigoriev was a study composer. He used to make positions, or what we can say create positions, okay, which were very useful for, I think, for creativity or for developing our creativity or increasing our knowledge. Here what we see in this position, that white pawn and black pawn are on the same file, okay, and we see the both kings are far away from each other. So what happens is, at first look, when I say white to play, so think that it is white to play and win, okay. So first we will see if white is able to win or not. Then I will tell you a short way how to know whether how to understand who is better, okay. Let's see if white tries to approach the pawn and win the game, then what happens. Okay, so king g5, white king is heading towards the pawn. So king b2, king f6, king b3, ke6. As we can see, both kings are trying to approach each other's pawns. King d6, kb5, and now see the b6 pawn is attacked. So white king has to go to c7, and now what happens? The king comes to a6 and white is lost, because after kd6, kb6, this king will never manage in front of the pawn, and the position what we can see is losing for white. Okay, so king has stood ahead of the pawn, opposition is with black, so the position will become winning. This king will manage to reach the 6th rank. So what we saw here, see, from the previous topic we are basically continuing. So what we saw, the case of reciprocal Zugzwang here. White was on the move. Okay. Second concept is the concept of opposition, which we are going to learn here. And the third concept is the basics of king and pawn endgame that we have learned. And what we are going to learn for today, we are going to see the king's path. King can reach the same square from various paths, okay, and without losing move. So this king suppose wants to reach b4, okay, then there are various paths. Now first what I will tell you, how to know who is better. See, if we look at the distance between the king and the pawns, so what we see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on 6th we will take the pawn. But you look at black, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On 5th, black is able to capture the pawn. So what is happening here? The black king is somewhat nearer. So from the look only we should come to know, or by counting this we should come to know that actually black is better. So this is white to play and draw, and it is based on the theoretical idea of opposition, that when black king will come to b4, so it will take 5 moves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That time this white king has to be here, see, which takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But the move is white. So white wants to reach that position with black king on b6 and white king on b4. Then and then only the position will be drawn. Okay. So we saw first approach. If white is trying to win the game, then he is losing the game. Let's see the second approach. If white straight away tries to reach the b4 square. Let's get started. See, kg4. Now black will play very smartly. He will not go up the board like this. He will block the white king. Okay. We'll learn about that technique also. Now see, king goes to f4. King is heading towards b4. But now smartly what we will do, the king will come to d3, block the king's path to b4. Now white has two variations, ke5 or kf3. We'll discuss both. After ke5, king goes to c4. Now see, the king is compelled to go to d6, and after kd6, kb5, we reach that position which we saw just now. King has to come to c7 and the game is drawn. Game is gone, sorry. And after kd5 also, see, the game is gone. King takes b6. The only position which draws is with the king on b4. But after kc4, the king comes ahead, okay, on a5, and we will have the pawn move to west, and after kb3, we also have the opposition after kb5. So let's go back to the position and see what was the other choice. So at this point we saw that king f3 was another choice. After the moves kg4, kc2, kf4, kd3. Okay. And now see, if king goes to e5, we played kc4. Now kf3. Basically what white is doing, white is trying to come from behind. But we will see that he will fall one move short. Now see, king can go to d4, king e2, king is trying to come down, kc5, kd3, king takes b6, and again the king has to be on b4, he is falling one move short after kc4, ka5, and black wins, like we saw just now. So what we understood from this, if white is trying to come straight away like this, then the black king comes diagonally and reaches. So black is also using the same technique. He says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight also, and if I move diagonally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then also it takes 5 moves. So basically king is taking same number of moves whether it is going diagonally or whether it is going straight. So unlike the geometry what we learned really, so diagonal path is longer, but for the king the straight path and the diagonal path are taking same number of moves. Okay, so now what we will see, white has to try the last technique. Maybe he has to come from some other path. That is the fun. Now see, white plays the move kg3. This is the only way to hold the game. Let's see what is white's path. Again black understands and goes kc2. He is trying to cut off the path. Now kf3 will allow kd3 and the king will remain away. So white uses again same kf4 reaches the previous position with kd3. Okay, so king has to come to f2, and now black has just two tries, either kd2 taking the opposition or hurrying towards the pawn. So let's see all the cases where black hurries towards the pawn first. So kc3 first, okay, ke2, kc4, kd2, kb5, kc3, and we see that this diagonal path has paid off. And now after the move kb6, kb4, and this position is drawn. We have discussed this position before. The white king has managed opposition. Okay, this is very much similar to the position number 3, but here the side without the pawn is playing first. Okay, so let's go back and see what else could be done. So after the move kg3, kc2, kf2, we saw that to kd3, kc3 there is ke2. To kd3 now there is ke1. See this path, okay, which is taking him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and black is reaching there with 5. So white is reaching at the end over there. So kc4, kd2, kb5, kc3, kb6, kb4. Once again reaching a drawn position. I hope one more thing you understood. If black wastes a move here, let's say at this point black plays kc6, then white should never play kb4 first. He should just take the opposition. Now whenever king takes the pawn, that time only we will take opposition by kb4. So the final variation now. So after the move kg3, kc2, kf2, now what black will do? Black will also try to take opposition and block him. This blocking method is called shouldering or shoulder charging. What that time black used, when the king was moving straight, the black king came diagonally and stopped the king. We are going to do some positions specially to understand that concept. Now what has happened here? Now again if white goes kf3, I hope you remember this kd3 position will give him losing, because going down from there doesn't help. That leads to reciprocal Zugzwang position with white to move. So what has to be done? White has to come to f1, and moment the king moves to d3, he goes kf2. We reach the same position. See kc4, kd2, kb5, kc3, kc5. Just wait here. kb3, kb5, ka3 or c3. Just don't fall into the trap. Don't allow him to take the pawn with an opposition. Don't go far away. Okay, and moment he takes the pawn, then and then only kb4. So I am showing you different ways to reach the same position, and whatever traps are being set, that also we are able to avoid. So finally, after the move kf1, if black does kd1, again taking opposition, white does nothing, just kf2, and this will be mere repetition. Again white does kf1, and as soon as the king moves there, last we will try the line kc2. This will of course not help. You can just move ke1, see kc3, kd1. Now the distance between the kings is only of 1, so whenever it reaches b6, we will reach b4. So see, kb4, kc2, kb5, kb3, kb6, kb4, and the game is drawn. What happens here after kc6, kc4? Finally the pawn and king come together, and he will never manage the position number 2. White will manage the position number 1. So end will be like this. In this position, see, he took the opposition, we come in front of the pawn without allowing opposition, kc4, kc2, b3, here kb2 and kb1 both drop, kb2, kb4, and the only correct move kb1, not allowing him the opposition. After kc3, kc1, we reached position number 1. Okay, here white has managed the opposition, it is black to play, and the game will be drawn. This I have covered in my earlier king and pawn endgames. You can check that over there. Okay, the position number 1, 2 and 3 should be known very well, then you will understand these positions very easily. I hope you are enjoying these lessons. Do like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for your time.